Chase rigs. We all have them. They carry us to the storm, through the storm, and are ever present behind us while we are hard at work. They serve as our office, our conference center, and our home away from home. A certain amount of building goes into every chase rig. However, what happens when you start with a chase rig so neglected, so clapped out, with hundreds of thousands of miles on it? For your base? Today, we are going to find out.
Welcome to Keystone Prime. I'm Pete Barry, and look at what I got.
This is a sparkling example of a 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo with almost 200,000 miles on it. It features the venerable PowerTech 3.7-liter V6 and a Mercedes-Benz transmission that can handle a V12.
The real work begins.
So somebody straight piped a V6 Grand Cherokee. I don't know why they did this, but it runs like crap and it smells like a lawnmower, so we're gonna have to take care of that. But before we do anything with this vehicle, we're gonna have to clean it out. The previous owner and apparently the owners before them didn't do that, and that's fine with me. I actually enjoy things of that nature. So we're gonna take you on a little tour through what's in this vehicle, a little humorous tour, and start getting this thing cleaned out, because the first thing it's going to need before I can do anything to it is a thorough interior detailing. Let's do this. I always love the little stories left behind. You always think of like what was going on in this vehicle in its past life. Full bottle of drinking water there. 2 full unopened bottles of drinking water. A full box of dryer sheets. Always love it when you don't have to pay for supplies. Oh, little baby girl's clothes. Got a razor. Pepsi and Coca-Cola, 2 half-drunk bottles. They're a dual loyalty household, I see. Odoban, disinfectant, free cleaner. We got somebody's W9, somebody's account and routing numbers for their bank account. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. Garbage, napkins, clothing tags. Is this what I think it is? Yes, it is. The muffler, lightly used. Unfortunately, it's been cut off very short on both ends and I can't use this. Well, that's gonna go in scrap metal. Floor mat, I don't like these. I have a set of carpet Jeep floor mats for this vehicle that I'll be putting in here. Let's keep moving through this truck. Well, there's my can of chew, it's empty. Vanilla-Rama, 1 single Little Trees air freshener. I'm gonna need that. It smells like dog and kind of like tank in here. Walmart receipt, candy bar wrapper. There is a leak in the roof. My guess is, yep, sunroof drains are probably plugged up really good. We're gonna have to unplug those. Oh, vehicle registration and insurance from the previous owners. A sock. We'll use that sock to clean up this water. Pull on that, beat some of the water out of it. Cigarettes. All types of little debris. There's a penny. Hey, free safety eyewear, sealed in the bag. Keep those. Is that a French fry? That's a French fry. Let's get this out. Another one of those Walmart floor mats I don't like. Roll your owns. Something about this truck is like all the door handles are broken. This one actually doesn't even have an interior door handle. What treasures lie in wait for us in the center console? Door edge guard that broke off. Pennies, quarter, nickel. Well, that's like 45 cents right there. Lottery ticket. Not a winner. Dog bone. Mayonnaise. Ew. Ew. Cigarettes. This truck was heavily smoked and it's covered in dog hair. That's 50 cents. We are coming right on along. We're making a profit here. Look, it's the original owner's manual And look, you can tell what color it actually used to be. And it's actually in here, yeah. Oh my. Original owner's manual and quick start guide. Oh my, yes. Oddly enough, even in nicer conditioned vehicles, that's something you don't usually find. That is a blend door actuator. So this thing has had some issues before. Let's just keep that just in case. I don't know if it's the bad one or another good one. Yeah, that floorboard is soaked. It rained earlier. This is leaking. I bet you those sunroof drains are plugged up. I hear a flash flood warning going out right now inside, and it's distracting me. Bottle cap, cigarettes, cigarette butts, 55 cents. More cigarettes, more garbage. Lots of garbage. Here's a little tree, floor mat. Let's get the seat cover off and see what we're dealing with. Yeah, sticky seat. Just get that matching seat cover, the single matching seat cover out of there. Completely unopened Coca-Cola. More garbage. Get some drink packets. The charging port cover to an LG TV. A piece of broken plastic, old cigarette. I don't want to know what's in this. Huh. They smell good. Perfectly fine, non-melted, unused Tide Pods. And the last of these little floor mats. Hey, 2 more pennies. It's covered in dog hair. Covered in dog hair. Do the back seats fold down? Does that work? It does, and oh my. Look at the cargo area here. Some cleaner, ball joint, control arm. Some coolant. That's always an encouraging sign. This is the door trim that goes right at the driver's side door. All the clips are broke off, but you know what? Self-tappers exist for a reason. Sit that right there. And I'll self-tapper it down. What's up under here? Ah, a bottle of piss. That's great. It got stuck. Red Bull can. Dog rope. Free oven cleaner. Jug of coolant. Put that in the inventory. There's that control arm. A floor mat for like a business. Mechanics padding. I will keep this as mechanics padding for working on the ground because something tells me I'm going to be doing a lot of that. Tree bark. Someone was carrying logs in here. Oh. Now look at this. Sometimes you do find treasures. This is the trunk floor, but you can turn it over and it has a ruggedized tray for holding dirty things. This is going to be facing up in this truck all the time now. Speaking of treasures, here's a pair of shoes. Free shoes. Here's the original factory cargo netting. We're going to keep that. A single sock. A mismatch for the other sock that was in here. Look at this. Had a cool guy amplifier stereo system in here at one point. We're just gonna get all this wood dust out, but I'm gonna go get the shop vac and we're gonna start cleaning this thing up. I don't own a dog, but I'm gonna have to go buy a dog hairbrush for this interior. I'll do that in a little bit, but let's get to vacuuming out the rest of it. I'm gonna put this tray back and we'll clean all of this up. Oh, surprise, the rockers are made of rust. And expandable foam? What joy. We better hurry up and vacuum this the rest of the way out before this rain gets here. We're going to see how much of this ass scuzz we can get off of this seat, because it's coming off with the shop back. We might have to get creative. I'm going to get a drill. Let's see what that did. Oh, nothing. It's still deteriorating. That's the problem. You can put it in the comments, and I'll put a poll on X. So what do I do with these front seats? I mean, you've seen the condition of the rest of the truck. Do I go to the junkyard and get another set of seats? Or do I go to Walmart and get the crappiest little seat covers they have that don't look like something that a teenager would put in a Toyota Supra? Put it in the comments. Go to X at Keystone Prime and vote on the poll. A tornado warning just came in 2 counties away from where we are right now. And it's on a day I wasn't expecting. That's summertime convective. But I'm not chasing, and I'm not chasing it. For this goes towards hurricane season. And I'm going to be frank with you guys. I know a lot of you are passionate chasers. But passion doesn't pay the bills, and hurricanes do. Ew. Now bear in mind, you're not supposed to do stuff like spray down your steering wheel with 303. I'm making a special exception in this case. It's a good protectant, but if you get it in there with a drill brush, it does a pretty good job cleaning too. Now yes, you're supposed to be using interior cleaner to clean the interior, but I don't have any right now. And I'm not going to go spend any money on any, because you'll see coming up soon. God knows I've spent enough. Good morning. Welcome to another day here on the channel. This is full of water, this sunroof channel. and that means the drains are plugged. We're gonna suck that water out of there, and then we're gonna try to run something through those tubes to clear it out. Luckily, Chrysler left me this convenient hole to get through the roof. Weather stripping is greatly deteriorated, and I bet you that's what's plugging up the hole. Chunks of this old brittle weather stripping. This is part of the problem when you deal with older, newer vehicles. There's like nothing left of that. Now we are to the point where we can get to our drains. I'm going to use a 48 or 44 inch antenna whip to snake those out. Yeah, something's wrong there. There is something very wrong going on there, so it's time to pull down the headliner and actually look at the tubes. Was I onto something with the 10 mil? I don't know. All I know is that there's water coming out of the A-pillar, and there's not supposed to be water coming out of an A-pillar. Ah, yes. And that was funneling water for God knows how long directly into the area where the dashboard meets the firewall. Totally normal, totally healthy. I can feel the gunk in there. Yeah, there's a clog in the line. I can feel it slowly pushing through it. We're gonna get this done. Let's use some of this drinking water that was included with the vehicle, and we'll see if we can't test this drain line. That drain is flowing. I should put that back on the sunroof drain pipe. And let's pour some water in that side of the drain. Yeah, that drains like normal now. Now let's do the other side. There's the drain. There's the crap that's plugged up in the drain. Let's bust through whatever's down there. I can feel it. Yeah, greasy. Let's get some water, see what happens. All right, we are draining of it, draining on this side. Sunroof drains are clear. We'll go ahead and test the whole thing after we put it back together. All right, the sunroof drains are clear. We should have now gotten rid of that horrible leaking into the truck problem. That wouldn't have taken much years ago, but now there's mold in the carpet. There's all types of stuff we're gonna have to take care of. Let's get on to the next step then. Okay, we're taking it on a road test just to see what we're dealing with, and I'm going to work, so we're taking it on a distance test, and let me tell you, the kickdown's brutal. Here, I got a perfect chance here. Oh, it's a whole 60 miles an hour. It's loud. I've already ordered a complete exhaust system for this thing, and it's going to be put on by my friends over at Midas. Right now is that other people driving on the turnpike will see this truck going the speed limit sounding like this and think that this is a stylistic choice that I made. My God, what a bunch of racket. And it has to stay at about 3,500 RPM to maintain 70 miles an hour because it's a V6, and that's what it sounds like with straight pipes. This is terrible. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Okay, it's the following day. We're doing a little bit of work on this thing every day. So we drove to Burger King yesterday, and the rear wiper fell off, and you know, that's lovely, but rust is the big issue with this truck. That we're slowly tackling more and more of it and learning of more and more of it. Got to make a shopping list, but you can't really see it probably from there, but right here there is a bunch of scale rust, and it's not broken through all the way yet, but it's going to. We need to stop that. So we're going to be doing our best to tackle that today. And this is all undercoating. This guy put undercoating all over the channels here inside the liftgate area. That tells me something's going on in here. And we're going to find all the rest of this rust, because you know there's more. Where there's a little, there's more. We're going to wire wheel all of this. We're going to thoroughly encapsulate this in tractor paint. Seal off that oxygen supply, and that'll help seal up any of the pinholes to stop water from getting in. Let's go ahead and do that now. It's bubbled up right here. Here's Mr. Body Hammer. That's all pretty solid. It's still pretty solid. It won't be if we don't do something about that, but that's pretty solid. And it kind of does that through the contour right here. But as long as we can wire wheel that, it'll be fine. We're doing some dimpling here, but even with the dimpling, it's not completely through and through. Look at that. My God, this harness is chewed to death. Get that out of the way. little bit of rust there. Matches the rust hole forming up on the other side there. Right here you can see the bubbles where moisture got under the paint. Yeah, knocked all of that off. 2000s Chrysler paint had quite a bit of problems with moisture retention and clear coat failure. Shows you just how far gone this panel is. Now if we keep going, we're going to run out of panel. So we're going to cut our losses. That's what we're going to do. There's the body seam. That's why it's rotting out so bad. You can hear it. And I know exactly where that is. I can coat that from the inside later. Terrible thing. We're already going to spend a ton of money on equipment. We don't need to spend any more. You know what? I'm not even going to cut that out. I'm just going to sand the crap out of it. And then we're going to put a backer in here. I'm going to hose all this down with converter. I'm going to put a backer in here. Short strand fiberglass, maybe long strand fiberglass. Get that raked in. Cover it up. Remember, this truck was incredibly cheap. It's going to be used for hurricanes. We're not going to be but so delicate here. All right, let's shoot that. Now, even though I took a little bit off of it, you see there's staining running down here, and that's from this right here. These little rubber window seal things have a rail inside of them that's really poorly rust proofed. WK1s get this right here. So we're going to encapsulate that rust. Once again, Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer. They don't sponsor me, but I'm open to the idea. So we're gonna shoot some up inside there and encapsulate that rust. And it gets really hard to put this back. I mean, this was bent up a little bit. You can tell that they had issues with it in the past. So I'm gonna fix this the proper way. It's a hurricane truck. I don't care. Okay, we're going to start with some short strand fiberglass now. And some people will say, you didn't back that with anything. And I will say, it's a cheap tropical truck. I don't care. And just glom that on there. Welcome back to another day. This is fully dry. We're gonna go ahead and start knocking this down. Now we're gonna have to knock it down and then fill some because there's a lot of dead space here. That's why you're always supposed to go one way, but I was in a hurry. See, there's a lot that's gonna have to get knocked down here. We're out at Happy Hooker Towing today where we're going to get some parts for this thing. And apparently not only do I DM high school girls, I employ elementary school age children in slave labor. So let's get going. We've got to pull some parts. I see at least one up there. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, we're going to have a good time up here. So the door panels actually have the door handles integrated into them and they are trashed. We pulled those out. All four are broken. However, at the junkyard, we did get a nice brand new set of door cards for the WK from an Overland edition for $30. And see, this looks a lot better. Works a lot better too. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I had to change out some wiring harnesses because they weren't identical, but they work well enough. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and do some glazing and spot putty. We're gonna do quite a bit of glazing and spot putty. We're gonna go ahead and do this now. You don't want to put it on too thick. You just want literally a glaze of it when you do this. It'll fill in all of those little pinholes. It's ugly, but it'll work. Like right here. Oh, it's getting ready to rain on me. Hopefully it'll be dry by the time that happens. Glazing and spot putty is self-catalyzing, so you don't need to mix it with hardener. But you do have to work quick with it. Because once it hits the air, you're on borrowed time. And it does it really quick too, like right there. But that's okay because we're just building a little bit of it up. Doing some body work. There we go. A little bit right there. You can go real light, you know? You don't want to get too far into it. After sanding down that layer of glazing and spot putty, it was very smooth. Went ahead and shot a layer of Herculiner truck bed liner over all of the lowers on both sides in a nice little pattern that hides the sins we made with that body filler. We also went ahead, taped off, and shot the rear bumper of the truck after a good sanding and cleaning with the same truck bed liner, so the entire wraparound of the bottom of the truck will be truck bed liner. This should help with durability, it should protect against paint chips, and it should hide some of the rust that is going on and seal it off from oxygen a little more. All right, welcome to another day with this piece of garbage. There is a terrible misfire. Let's find out what it is. We've got some current faults, we've got some historic faults. O2 circuit sensor high voltage on bank 1 and sensor 2. Pending faults, we're aware of those. Powertrain heater control circuit high. That's going to be from that overheating plugged up cat. The IAT. And if we look down here, random multiple cylinder misfire detected, a P0302 and 303, powertrain, cylinder 2 and 3 misfire. So on this truck, that is going to be the driver's side middle and the passenger side front cylinder. So let's go ahead and pull those coils and see if there's anything on the surface before we go digging in. We're going to try to fix this junk. Now it runs very rough. It's very common on these engines. I hope it's not the case, because I know those cats down there are plugged up. Some of the lifter guides or cam guides inside of these valve covers, 1 or 2 of them, may have come apart. It runs very rough, and I can fix that. I can fix that with a screwdriver right here in this driveway. Okay, this, Oh. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Let's go see what the other side looks like. Are we kidding here? Is it, and it's split apart and cracked open too. Okay, so we're back from the parts store. Brand new. Go right here. Slide that down in the hole. 10mm bolt. Tighten that down. Plug her in. If you see that, when you go to change your spark plugs, that's absolutely roasted. That fixed the misfire. Nothing about the loud, but fixed the misfire, thank God. We're gonna go ahead and throw an oil change on it. Well, it probably isn't necessary, because I don't think this thing's ever held a quart of oil for longer than 15 minutes in its life. All right. Black. Doesn't smell bad. There's no metally parts in it, so that's not too bad. This damn oil filter, I swear, this oil filter has got to be the same vintage as the truck. And it's been on there for God knows how long. Someone must have put it on with an impact gun. Ah! Is it turning? Oh, it is. Ah! Ah! Get it off of there. All right, got the new purulator on there. Okay, so we had some more problems with recording. However, that purulator's on, seafoam and fresh oil, 5 quarts in there. We're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a start, make sure she's circulating, we'll be golden. Oh, these cats are so solidly plugged, the engine can't really run. So we are done dealing with this. We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way, with violence. All right, let's see if it starts. Much stronger, much stinkier, and much louder. Check this out. Complete exhaust system. That's everything from the manifolds all the way back to the back bumper, including all of the hardware, all of the clamps, all of the hangers. And I only paid about $350 for all of that.
I don't do exhaust, so I figured it would be a lot easier to bring this to my friends over here at Midas in Butler to get this worked on. And boy, are they. Kind of feel bad for these guys because I have no idea what was done to this truck before I bought it, but I do know it wasn't good.
All right, we're back from Midas with a brand new exhaust. Let's go ahead and do a start up, see how she sounds. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started on some of this process. Now, I want to show you where I've already done some work is right here where that rust was. That's fully encapsulated in tractor paint. Now, this is a very, very thick layer of completely undiluted tractor paint. Coats very well. Now we're going to do this surface. It needs a lot more cleaning. Gonna have to clean and sand here. It's a distinct possibility that nobody even knew that this glass did this, because it appears to have literally never been cleaned. And these shocks are so good for being the age they are. And I mean, you just look at that, the outer casing there is flaking off. Now, we don't have to be perfect, because this is in a channel and you're barely ever gonna see it. But, you know, I at least like to try a little bit. I like to put in a little bit of effort. Let's get all this caked on nonsense off of here. And we're gonna scuff it, and then we're just gonna drown it. Undiluted, unthinned tractor paint. And we'll never ever have to worry about rust in this channel ever again. You know, we don't have to be perfect up in here, but trying really helps. We're also going to take that third brake light out. Nice and impossible. That's a hose, don't need to worry about that. There's a connector. So one important thing, if you're gonna paint, I know I've seen places that are like, we'll paint your car for 200 bucks or 300 bucks. It's a professional paint job and we're not gonna remove your parts because that's a ripoff. Well, you know what's a ripoff? Paying for an entire paint job and then having it fall off because they didn't remove parts, because they didn't use adhesion promoter and they got into the spaces on the side where all the dirt hides, and no one caught all the dirt there. The paint didn't stick because it's on dirt. Let's get this all roughed up. I'm going to be painting up to the bottom of that. Get it roughed up so that there's something for it to stick to. We'll get down in that channel right there. Now let's get the top. Just scuff that up. Now let's pull that to the side there so we can scuff that. And you don't have to be but so precise under here, because number one, you're never going to see it, and number two, it's tractor paint. Tractor paint will damn near stick to anything. I'm actually doing a little bit of a courtesy to the truck itself by doing any prep work at all in these channels like this, because it probably wouldn't have had any issue sticking to this area for the next 10 years anyway. I promise you, look at the condition of the truck, and I'm putting tractor paint on it. The paint job's going to outlast the truck itself. Easy deal. Don't worry so much. Okay, we are ready. This is a smaller can of Safety Gloss Black Exo Rust. This is the same paint we'll be using on the outside of the truck. I won't be reducing this, and I won't be thinning this. I won't be putting hardener in this. We're just going to run it as is. Let's commence to slathering. Let's put a little on this lift gate shock right here. I would like to seal off that rust. And that's just what we're going to do right through there. And I also don't want it to rot out. Very common place for these to rot out, right around the glass. Let's go ahead and get around this mounting plate. We'll just slather it all through there. This is not surgery. This is a shotgun. But you see the coverage that this stuff affords? I love tractor paint. Some of the best shit ever made. Let's just get it all in there, and it doesn't matter if it gets over there because that's already tractor paint. Let's get around these rubber bits. That's classic. That's hand painted perfection. Hand painted perfection. Let's go right through here and gom it up underneath of there. Let's just get it up in this corner. Mop that up in there. Get it all over my hand and then repaint the area that my hand was just on. Look at that. It needed it more than it thought it did. Paint trying to come off the hood already. This is the original factory paint. It is garbage. Good thing we're going to be sanding that. We're going to get the edge too. I want it thick on the edge. That way when we do shoot it, it doesn't peel at the edges. So what I've been using here is 180 grit. I'm going to use some 80 grit to knock this down right here. Let's get that clip out of there. I don't use it for anything, so. There we go. See that? You know, guys, I get it too. You know, it's a storm chasing truck, it's a tropical truck, it's a whatever truck. Why put this much effort into it? Well, number one, you have a chance of ending up on TV anytime you do this stuff. And do you really want your vehicle to look like garbage on national television? You don't, because it makes you look bad. And number two, some people might say, hey, what's the big deal? It's 20 years old and it's a piece of junk. Why put this much effort into it? Well, 20 years old in car years is about 50 years old in people years, and especially these days. It didn't used to be. Back when I was growing up, a 20-year-old car was a 20-year-old car. Now, and these things are crippled. These things are having issues. You got plenty of problems. And that's just like a person, you know? And when you're 50 years old, do you want everybody to discard you and say, hey, you know, why are you putting so much effort into old Dean there? He's 50 years old. See what I'm saying? These things were all new once. They all came off the showroom floor once. They were all loved once. Somebody loved this thing enough in 2005 to pay the modern day equivalent of $45,000 for it. And then it just gets thrown away like trash. Drive your old crap. Fix it. Make it look pretty. If you put the work in, it'll put the work in. I promise you that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going with a tear down frame off restoration on this thing at all. But I'm putting in a little bit of effort because it deserves it. All right, we're gonna have to be very careful not to get it on the broken windshield. I'm gonna go in from underneath first because this is gonna show up on all of the live streams. It's gonna be on TV when the live stream is picked up by the news. And you best believe if you got a big spot where you didn't paint, and that's the first thing visible in the shot, everyone on the planet's going to know that you half-assed your job. And I give at least 3/4 of an ass to everything that I do. There's the edge. And of course it puts a big blob of tractor paint right on the plastic, right where it can be seen. Now bear in mind, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just doing the edge here. The rest of this crap is going to get sprayed. And whatever we don't cover up with the brush, that sprayer is going to take care of it. But we want to make sure that it's nice and thick on the edges so that when we do spray, after we've blocked, after we've primed, after we've sanded, that you don't see chips, that it doesn't flake off. You're going to want it good and thick right there. And yeah, paint's going to run off of it. Paint's going to run off. It's going to get on stuff. You got to not care. You got to stop being so persnickety. You can't have it all for less than $1. You can't have a girl that can knob lock better than Chuck. Okay? If you didn't get that, you didn't listen to the right party rap in 2001. I am slathering today. That is what I am doing. Let's cover up this corrosion. Let's encapsulate all this corrosion. I'm going to take it all the way down to that piece of the hood right there. Let's take it all the way up to there. Oh no, I painted over the catalyst information. Now I'm going to have to be real careful not to paint over the rest of that though. That has the vent lines diagram drawn on it. And I don't care, by the way, if it looks good underneath the hood. Because guess what? If you got your hood up and you're in the middle of a hurricane chase, you look bad anyway. So, who cares? Let's mop this on the front edge and encapsulate all of it so that it doesn't go any further. That's the name of the game here. This is Pennsylvania. You have to stop your vehicles from turning into piles of orange dust, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. And grab this side of the underside of that hood. There are paint drips on the glass, but here's a little dirty secret. The glass is going to have to be replaced at some point anyway, because it's pre-broken for us. And the drip is below the level of the windshield wiper, so number one, it's not going to matter, and number two, you'll never see it. We're going to go right through here so that our live television audience doesn't see it. They'll think it's always been black, unless, of course, they watch this video series. Now, they say, if you're a beginner, not to use black because it's going to show every mistake. But it's also tractor paint, number one. Number two, I don't care. Number three, I wanted it black. And number four, it just looks so damn cool, doesn't it? It doesn't need to be perfect. It can be a 50-footer. It can be a 25-footer. It's going to look like a corporate truck. We just got to do the edges, you know? I don't want it to be sloppy after it's painted. I don't want it to chip. Let's mop this down, especially where all that corrosion was and the paint fell off. Let's mop that down. Yes, we're gonna get the hood hinges too, because there was an offhand chance, just the top of the hood hinges, because there was an offhand chance that when it's closed, you'd still be able to see them from certain angles. So we're just gonna mop those black. And no, it's not neat at all. I'm not exercising any caution whatsoever in doing this. Because you're not going to see it. I just don't want peaks of silver coming out in between the doors. I'm not even painting the backs of the doors. I'm going to paint where there's rust. I'm going to paint where there's corrosion. We'll clean it up. There's already truck bed liner down low. And I wasn't the first person to paint the truck bed liner there. There's like bitumen undercoating covering half of the bottoms of these things where the rockers were rusted out. And all you need to do is scuff up the surface a little. I'm pretty sure this tractor paint will stick to water. Masterpiece. I am a painter, an artist. We're going to get as much of this done as fast as we can. And then we're going to leave the doors hanging open so that this crap can dry. And we'll do this as long as we can, meaning until the neighbors come home. The joy of painting. We'll make a nice nice happy little gas station right there. Four perfectly painted door jams, a hood jam, glass jam, and tailgate jam all in one go. And that'll go a long way towards making this thing look complete. Finally, everyone, today is the day. We're gonna go ahead and finish up sanding on this. Many body parts have already been removed. They are ready to go. Those headlights, by the way, going straight in the trash. The surprise is we have brand new headlights, because why do a nice crisp paint job with crappy old hazy headlights? And we took off the roof rack to make things a little easier. We're gonna get to sanding now. Of course, it was right here that I noticed that, no lie, the camera had completely died and had been dead.
Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that peaceful? Isn't that better? Look at this. Just a couple hours ago, this was a Frankenstein jalopy, and now it's corporate. It's meeting the spec. Soon graphics, soon a lot of things, but we got to finish up this paint job. Of course, once again, big thanks out there to Welcome Home Property Management, Butler, Pennsylvania. That's 412-716-2108, 412-716-2108 for home handyman needs, appliance repair, landscaping, retaining walls, whatever you need. Go ahead, give them a call. We're at the shop. We'll be back tomorrow.
It's the following day and this thing is beautiful. Now, no, it's not mirror smooth. It's got orange peel. It's got that stippled candy texture finish, but I actually like that finish, so I'm going to be keeping that. We're going to go ahead and put this thing back together, but take a look at how awesome this thing turned out. It doesn't look like garbage, and that's all I want. The front bumper, which is in terrible condition, actually received a brand new coating of Herculiner truck bed liner, making it match the rest of the truck. No bitumen undercoating here. And now it's time to unwrap our present. With all of this done, it's time to put the truck back together and get it out in the sunlight. This is really a matter for the equipment installation video. However, we couldn't complete this video without showing the connection and testing of the new rear flasher brake light function. These will override to brakes whenever we push them.
there you have it. Look at this thing. Look at it sparkle in the sun. And it's got a little bit of a candy shell exterior on it, but I like that. That's what I dig in tractor paint. So, you know, just because you paid something that is low doesn't mean it has to be garbage. You can fix it. You can make it better. You can drive these cars till the end of time. You just got to take care of them. Up next, we're going to be getting out of here, and we're going to start the installation on the Chase equipment, putting the interior back together. That'll be for the next video. You won't want to miss it. So until next time, Speeding Barry, Keystone Prime, and I thank you for watching this transformation.